I choose one comic to splurge on and spend quite a bit of money on. And this was the book that I chose into February 2020 to kind of go overboard on a little bit. And this one I actually bought for $2,000. What I have here is the majority of my pickups from February 2020 of comic books that I purchased on eBay. Every month I always pick up older key issues I want for the collection. I pick up some books that I'm just speculating on, and sometimes I just pick them up just because I feel as if I have to have them, but I really don't, but I feel as if I do. But in this stack there actually are at least, I think, two pretty big books in here that cost me quite a bit of money, so I'm pretty excited to go through these and crack all these and finally see in person what I purchased last month on eBay. All off eBay, yes, all off eBay. Had to double think for a second. I think I do have a couple more pickups, but they were off of websites. I'll do like another video here pretty soon, but all of these are eBay pickups from February 2020. So here we go. First one. Lots of packing material. Keeping it nice and good condition. Here we go with the first one after I very carefully cut open all the tape and everything, because sometimes people overpack comics to the point where they put too much tape on all the internal packaging, which makes it kind of hard to get it out without damaging the book. But this one, oh, okay, I remember this one. Purchased off eBay. I got this actually for a pretty good deal. This is my third copy of Ultimate Fallout #4, the first appearance of Miles Morales in a comic book. So this one I think I got for like under $80 shipped. And it had one small spine tick right here on the spine of it, which actually might be able to get pressed out, because I was hoping from the pictures, I don't see any color breaking on the spine tick, so I should be able to get pressed out, and this might grade pretty high. So very happy with the first eBay pickup. Okay, next one. All over it says, do not bend, please do not bend. So let's see, which one did I get this time? Okay, so we have Marvel Comics Presents #6. This is the first full appearance of Rain, which is Wolverine's daughter. I got this one, I think, for around like $40 shipped. The condition of this thing, the seller said, from the pictures too, it's like a near mintish, and it does have like one small little spine tick right there on it. No color breaking, so that should be pressable to get that little spine tick out of it. But overall, this actually copy, it is pretty clean, so I'm impressed with that copy. Let's see, next one. This one's actually from eBay, well, eBay tape, from the Comic Shack out of Washington State. And yeah, a lot of these, like, I know what I purchased last month, but I don't know which box, which package contains which comic. Like that, like, I honestly don't know. Here's packaging for this. Okay, now which one is this? Oh, cool, okay. This is, I might say it's wrong, Canto. This comic has been shoot up in value very, very quickly. What kind of stinks about this comic is pretty much 90% of these came actually damaged from the distributor, like all across the country. Almost every single one has the same crease in the front cover. And by the pictures, this one did not look like it was that bad of a crease, and it's actually not. That should be pressable, possibly. So this is, if I remember right, this has been optioned maybe for like a TV show or something, but there's some buzz behind this comic right now, this Canto #1. I got this thing for around $25 plus shipping, so I got it for a pretty good fair price, I thought. So that is the next pickup in February 2020. Okay, next one, we're going to go down to these actual Priority Mail shipping boxes. Let's see what we got. This one, oh yeah, this one actually feels like a slab comic. I purchased a couple pretty nice, pretty big slab comics this time. Okay, this one is a pure spec book on my part. This TV show this comic has been optioned as a TV show by AMC, so I've actually been purchasing quite a few of this comic. This is Farmhand #1, CGC graded 9.8. This is the Jesse James comic exclusive cover. They only made 500 of this cover. So this is the most limited Farmhand #1 cover that was produced. And this is actually going to be my third copy that I purchased in February of this cover. I already have of the main cover. I've got like a CGC 9.8 white pages, and I think maybe 3 raw copies. But now I'm actually going to start buying more of the rare covers. Every single time one pops up like this with the Jesse James, right? Yeah, the Jesse James cover in a 9.8. If the price is reasonable, I'm going to pick it up, because this is the rarest Farmhand #1 that was produced, was this cover. Only 500 copies exist. So prices on this thing actually are pretty low still. These are between like $125 to $150 shipped for this comic as a 9.8. So I'm grabbing them up while they pop up, because if this becomes a hit show on AMC, I could easily see Farmhand #1 shooting up in price quite a bit. But that's just my pure speculation though. Next one, we also have one that is in a Priority Mail shipping box. Looks like this one is not actually from a comic bookstore or company. It's just from a normal seller just like myself. Looks like it's pretty nicely bubble wrapped. Also looks to be CGC graded. Lots of bubble wrap and not much tape. That's what I like. Okay, yeah, I remember this one. I remember buying this one in February. This is Spider-Verse #1. This is the Walmart variant edition cover. This is the first cover appearance. I think it's the first, I know it's the first cover appearance. It might also be the first full appearance of Spider-Zero, who's in the Spider-Verse. The reason why I chose the Walmart variation was because this comic was wrapped up in 3 packs and sold at Walmart for $10. And whenever you shrink wrap 3 comics together, the majority of the comics get damaged. They get spine ticks, they get bends in them. They can take a beating. So if Spider-Zero ever has any kind of hype behind that character, I wanted to get, in my personal opinion, the hardest to get cover in a 9.8. Is this the rarest variant? No. But I think this will be the hardest one to get a 9.8 because of how it was packaged and sent to Walmart. So 9.8, I got it for a very, very good price, around $100 shipped. So happy with that pickup. This is another speculation book on my part. We have another shipping box, a Priority Mail shipping box. Once again, this one is not bought from any kind of comic company on eBay, just from another seller just like myself. More than likely, this is probably going to be another graded comic. Okay, this one's actually double boxed. Box in a box. This one might be one of my higher end ones, since it looks like it's pretty well packaged and protected, double boxed. Packaging, okay, here we go. And we got, oh yeah. This is one I was very excited to actually get. Nice. Teen Titans #12, graded 9.8 white pages. This comic has the first full appearance of the Batman Who Laughs. I was very excited to get this into my collection. I actually negotiated with the seller back and forth actually for several days, like 3 or 4 days, trying to negotiate a price. And I think I ended up getting this thing for around like $380 shipped off eBay. I was very happy with that. That is it? Well, yeah, 380 I think it was. 380 shipped. 375, 380 shipped. I think he originally was asking like upwards of 450, 440, 450, and negotiating back and forth. Finally got him to accept at, I think it was 380 shipped. 9.8 white pages. The Batman Who Laughs, who is an insanely popular version of Batman, a Joker infused kind of a Batman. And I could see this character just becoming more popular and popular as time goes on. So I wanted to get the first full appearance of the Batman Who Laughs before prices got any crazier on it. And I was happy to get 9.8 white pages. So very happy with this. Added to my collection. This is also, I would call this a speculation book and just purchased because I wanted it for my own collection. So yeah, Batman Who Laughs, first full appearance. Next one, this is actually purchased on eBay from an actual comic book store called Amazing Heroes out of Washington State. Very excited to see this comic in person. I'm 99% sure I know what this one is, because this one was actually bought off eBay from a DA Card World, I think it was. And this one was also from another pretty reputable comic company. I'm excited to see this. That was noisy. Oh yeah, oh yeah, yep, this is it. This is it. Yes, very nice. Here we go. Marvel Spotlight number 32, graded 9.6 white pages. Origin and first appearance of Spider-Woman Jessica Drew. This is a 9.6. Let's see it outside of the CGC, like Mylar, I think that's what it's called. Oh, that's a beautiful copy. I would love to know what knocked this down from 9.8 to 9.6. I got this on eBay, shipped. Oh man, I should look before I started this video. But I actually got this for under the going rate. Most of the time whenever I buy comics, I use the buy it now. I just find a seller who's buying it and I either buy it or negotiate. This was actually one on auction. And I usually don't mess a whole lot with auctions because I'm more of the kind I'd rather negotiate with a seller. But actually, since this was auction, it actually went lower than what it would have if it would have went buy it now. This was one on auction for $499. So this has been selling as buy it now for like $550 to $600 in this grade. 9.8s for this go for about $1,500 to $1,600. A 9.6 is almost $1,000 less, but to the naked eye, a 9.6, 9.8 really. I think I see it. I think I see it. I think I see why this got a 9.6. On the cover here, there is a small crease on it, probably about a ½ an inch. That can be pressed out. That's like the only flaw I see on this book. There is a very small crease right here on the cover. That's probably about a ½ an inch. That's probably what knocked it down to a 9.6. Ooh, this is going to be tempting to crack this out of the case, have this thing pressed and resubmit. This might come back a 9.8. I'm going to think about that, honestly. By the pictures on eBay, it looked like this was an insanely high grade. And looking at this in the slab, ooh, it pressing this thing, good chance I could get this pressed out to a 9.8 and increase the value by $1,000. That's going to be tempting. Anyway, happy to have this, and this I think this is going to be a good candidate for a crack and a repress. Or impressed and then a regrade, I should say. We'll see what happens, but yeah, this was purchased as a spec book and for my collection, because Spider-Man or Spider-Woman should be entering into the MCU soon, so I wanted to go ahead, get a high-grade copy before prices rose anymore. I forgot about one that was actually behind my chair. I knew there was going to be one that was like a very, very large box. This was the one. Every single month on eBay, I should say just in general, I choose one comic to splurge on and spend quite a bit of money on. And this was the book that I chose into February 2020 to kind of go overboard on a little bit. And this one I actually bought for $2,000. I'm very excited to see this. This was purchased from an eBay seller. I negotiated with him, and this book, most of the time, in this condition you're about to see, sells for around $2,500 to $2,600. So I feel as if I actually negotiated. I got a very good deal on this, and I'm very excited to have this in my collection. This comic has the first appearance of a character who will soon be entering into the Disney Plus universe. This is very well packaged. No skimping on packaging for this one. It is double boxed, and I totally understand. Okay, we're almost down to it. We're almost down. So this thing is triple boxed, but I mean this is not a cheap comic whatsoever. This is pretty expensive. I mean, $2,000 on a comic book, it's a lot of money. I mean, is that the most I've ever spent on a comic? No. Is that the most that I spent in 2020 on a comic? I think so. I think so. I don't think I've gone above this price point. Actually, I'm pretty sure I have not for this year. But yeah, this was my splurge February comic. In January was the one I bought the first appearance of Sam Wilson as the Falcon. And this month, this comic has been on my radar for months now. I've just been waiting for the right one to come along for the right price and the right grade. And everybody knows me, you know, I prefer to buy my comics with white pages, just personal preference. And this one's a good one. This one's a pretty big comic. You ready for this one? Here we go. Werewolf by Night, number 32. What's it look like? Is it good? Oh yeah. Pretty good. Pretty nice shape. So this is a 9.0 white pages. Has a few like spine ticks on the side. This is also from August 1975. So this thing is what, 45 years old? 30, yeah, almost 45 years old now. So I mean, it's a pretty old comic book. And this is the origin and first appearance of Moon Knight. Everybody knows Moon Knight is supposed to have his own TV show coming up soon on the Disney Plus channel. And I could see this book, I mean, it's not a cheap comic book as it is. But this book has room for growth, especially if the Disney Plus show becomes a huge hit. So this book's been on my radar for several months now, probably closer to a year. And my goal was a 9.0 or higher for, you know, a couple thousand. And I'm very happy. I was patient and I waited, and I got exactly what I wanted: a 9.0 white pages, first appearance of Moon Knight. So I have one box left. This one was originally going to be my big pickup from February 2020. Also was a pretty expensive comic, but I decided that I was going to go a little bit bigger in February, because as a full-time reseller who owns my own businesses, sometimes whenever, you know, business is booming, I have a little bit more extra money for my hobbies, for my collection, for stuff that I like. And for me, comics also are a good way to diversify my portfolio, because I already own stocks. I'm dabbling in gold. I'm trying to collect comics just to have my money in a vast array of investments. So that's just my choice. And I mean, a lot of people probably would disagree with me by doing that. But I think investing in collectibles sometimes isn't a bad thing. But I don't know. I don't know. And it's fun, you know. Here we go. First one. Okay, so this one for myself was just a book that I picked up because it was like $108, and I thought that was kind of cool. It is Thor #1 from December 2014. Jane Foster becomes the new Thor. Everybody knows that Jane Foster is going to be in the next Thor movie, and she's going to become the new Thor. And I saw these for a pretty good price, so I picked them up, or 9.8 white pages. I'm still looking for her actual first appearance as Jane Foster, and then her first appearance as Thor. Her first appearance as becoming Thor was in the What If Jane Foster Became Thor. I'm looking for that one in a 9.8. Also, Jane Foster as a first appearance ever. I forget which one that is, but I'm looking for both of those in a 9.8, preferably white pages. But I picked this one up just because, I mean, it was like $104 shipped from this company, and you know, not a bad investment, I don't think. And then I also got the other cover of it they had for $104. It's actually the same comic, but it's just the Staples variant cover of Thor #1, December 2014. Jane Foster becomes the first Thor with a Staples variant. And once again, this is like, these two were more kind of like speculation books, that if the next Thor movie, if it takes off and becomes insanely popular, I figure, you know what, if I have some books with Jane Foster becoming Thor, that's not really a bad investment, right? Then this one I'm super excited about to see this one. The new Black Widow movie is coming out. I kind of forgot what grade I bought. Okay, kind of forgot. The new Black Widow movie is coming out here very, very soon. And I'm speculating that this character in Black Widow should become a pretty fan-loved character, and this comic might get a boost from the Black Widow movie. This is my third copy of this comic now. This is my first one that's graded. The other two I bought are pretty high raw copies. This one, though, I got for $800. It is Avengers #43, 9.4 white pages. This is the first appearance of Red Guardian. So, the Red Guardian in the movie is played by David Arbor, who's a pretty popular actor right now because of his big hits on Stranger Things. And wasn't he also Hellboy, I think? But anyway, he's playing Red Guardian. And just from my little knowledge I have of the Red Guardian character, I could see this character becoming a pretty big hit of the Black Widow movie. So I've been investing in the Avengers #43 whenever I get it for a good price. But this is the first one I got that was graded, and I got it, I think, for a very, very fair price at $800, 9.4 white pages. So that's everything I picked up on eBay in February of 2020. I think I spent quite a bit of money, but most of these were purchased as investments for speculation. Some were purchased for my collection. Some were purchased for both collection and possible speculation. But this is one thing that I enjoy spending my money on is comics. I enjoy buying, you know, older, high-grade comics, just showing a little bit of my collection to the world and what I buy. So I'll see you next time.